Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office on this Monday morning. It's now the 26th day of February 2024. This month is flying by. This is the morning briefing coming to you from the home weather office. And as I look out the window of the home weather office, got some sun and a few clouds. We are expecting a very weak weather system pass by the area later on today and into the night, with maybe a couple of showers in the valley, little rain in the foothills, and a couple of inches of snow in the Sierra. It's looking really, really weak. But the main chatter of the weather community these days is what's going to happen at the end of the week and into the weekend. And right now, the models have been very consistent at showing a pretty good snowmaker. Maybe the best snowmaker of the year. I don't want to get too excited because it's Monday and we're talking about something and maybe especially here Friday and Saturday. But I'll show you the latest thinking here, and we can kind of go through the whole week and kind of show you what's going to happen. All right, so let's just start with the HRRR this morning. Here's that little weather system to the north. Man, after what a nice weekend, temperatures up around 70. Hope you got out and enjoyed both days. We are going to see a slightly cooler change as this system goes by, but not necessarily a wetter change. This is around 3 o'clock this afternoon, a couple of showers, some light snow in the Sierra, not very windy, but it is going to get cooler as this system goes by. And it's a weak cold front, so it's a cold front, so it has some cold air with it that I'll show you here in a second. But in terms of a precipitation producer, it's not going to be all that great. And as we go through the night tonight, that system passes by to the south and east and leaves us dry. So we'll be dry during the day Tuesday, and I'll tell you, many areas will likely even miss the showers we're going to see today. That's according to the HRRR. Some of the other models are a little bit wetter, maybe bringing a couple of 1/100ths of an inch of rain to some spots. But my guess is that there'll be many areas that'll miss this. And originally, I was thinking you might see 3 to 6 inches of snow. That's probably looking too optimistic now. But still, wouldn't be surprised if we briefly have chain controls in the Sierra. But yeah, that's probably looking unlikely. So that's our first weather maker of the week. And I mentioned the fact that it is going to get colder with that system. So these are the temperatures up around 5,000 feet. This morning, they're up around 5 or 6 degrees, which is nice, 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. But then you can just see the cold air crashing our way. So that by the time we get into the day tomorrow, temperatures are down around, come on, it takes a while for the mouse to catch up sometimes. Well, that's 0 right there. That white line right there is 0. Why is this not catching up? Anyway, the temperatures, yeah, there we go, crashes down to 0. So we lose, 10 degrees Fahrenheit at 5,000 feet, and that translates down to the surface. So it is going to be quite a bit cooler during the day on Tuesday, but then temperatures rebound on Wednesday before we see our next weather system come our way. Let's talk a little bit about that next weather system, and I want to kind of set things up here by showing you the precipitable water out across the Pacific. Because while we are looking at a good snow producer, this is not going to be a really big rainmaker. We're going to see only moderate amounts of precipitable water. What the system will have going for it is great dynamics. The jet stream will be in the right spot. The winds at 5 to 10,000 feet will be aligned perfectly. We'll have cold air and we'll have just enough moisture to give us really good snow, but not a ton of rain. So let me show you that. What we look for out here in the Pacific are these areas of high levels of precipitable water. The atmospheric rivers, the pineapple expresses that we always look for. And this is what we have starting on Tuesdays, dry north flow. So these areas of brown and tan, that's very dry air. So let's get into the end of the week. This is what we're looking at. So this precipitable water is nice. 3/4 of an inch, but this is under an inch. You need to get into these colors down here to have more than an inch. So then as we get into the day on Thursday and Friday, right here, this is great dynamics. So the flow is perfect, and we have cold air coming in behind this. So the flow is perfect, but the moisture is rather moderate. So while we'll be talking about a ton of snow, the worry, let me just talk about this for a second. What we've seen with a lot of systems so far this year is that we haven't seen great snow, but we've seen a lot of rain in the valley, things that'll give us an inch of rain here and there, half an inch, and we've seen some creek flooding and street flooding and that sort of thing. It looks like this is going to be one of those cases where we see a ton of snow in the mountains, but modest amounts of rain in the valley. So if you're in the valley, and let's say you're in Wilton, and I know a lot of you in Wilton, we hear about a storm coming our way and you start getting worried. I don't think this is going to do anything for the valley. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're going to get rain. We're going to get some nice rain over the course of a few days, but I don't think we're going to see any flooding or rains. I think the streams and creeks are going to be just fine. So the rain amounts are probably going to be pretty modest, while the snow amounts are going to be really good. And as I mentioned, it could be the best snow producer of the year. So let's go back to the model and show you what we're looking at with the GFS. And the thing that I've been liking over the course of the weekend and even the end of last week is that the models have been very consistent with what we are expecting. So this is Thursday. This is Thursday afternoon. We start getting into rain and we get snow in the Sierra. Now I'm going to get a little wonky here. As I scroll over this, look at the bottom line, the one that says THK, that's thickness. And it says 5,440 meters. That's the distance between the 1,000 millibar level and the 500 millibar level. And you can use that as a proxy for just how cold the atmosphere is. The lower the thickness, the colder the atmosphere is. So on Thursday night, we have thicknesses in our area around 540, 545, something like that. So we'll likely have snow levels around 5,000 feet. But colder air will start crashing in here. And as we get into the day on Friday, this is Friday afternoon, really good rain for the valley, snow for the Sierra. And as I scroll over this, now our thickness is around 540. They're dropping. So now we have snow maybe around 4,500 feet. And then for the next wave that comes in on Saturday, the air is really cold. And now our thickness is around 526, which could by then give us snow down to 3,000 feet. And what we're talking about here in the Sierra between Thursday and Saturday, this is Sunday morning, everything's clearing out, but it's cold, and maybe some snow flurries behind it. So let me go through this again just for the timing here. The rain and snow start on Thursday with snow probably above 5,000 feet or at 5,000 feet. On Friday, the snow continues, probably picking up in the afternoon and evening. This looks like a very stormy time. Gusty winds. This is Friday at 4 o'clock. Not a good time to travel through the Sierra. Snow probably falling 1 to 2 inches an hour and windy. Friday night is probably going to be a no-go time to travel into the mountains because of the wind and snow. And then the snow levels will be dropping. So that by the time we get into the day on Saturday, we'll likely be seeing snow at and below 4,000 feet. And then by late Saturday night, we'll likely see some light snow down to 3,000 feet. And then Sunday probably looks like a day of clearing. So how much snow are we talking about? Between Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and early Sunday morning, probably somewhere in the range of 4 to 6 feet of snow above 6,000 feet. At 4,000 feet and 3,000 feet, the amounts will be a lot lower because, of course, you'll have the snow ratios won't be as good, and you'll also start with rain. So you may get an inch of rain before you switch over to snow. So I don't know exactly how much snow we're going to see at 4,000 yet. That's something we can sort out, but it will be an impactful snow. And also for Friday, if the models hold, and I got to stress that, if the models hold here, Friday could be one of those days where 80 gets shut down. I think Friday could just be a really nasty travel day, especially Friday afternoon and evening, the time that a lot of people want to head to the mountains. And in terms of the weekend, if you're trying to plan the weekend to do things outdoors, Sunday right now looks like the better day than Saturday. So we've got a lot of things to sort through. Today's only Monday, and the storm really isn't going to start until Thursday afternoon or evening. So we'll find out more details about this over the next couple of days. But there will be a lot of weather chatter about this because, like I said, could be the best snow producer of the year so far. That's everything I've got for you this morning. I'll be on TV tonight at 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11. And in the meantime, we get some sunshine and the temperatures are still relatively mild. Get out and enjoy it. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.